Why? And that I go on to say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice on my bay, yeah. She riding on me. I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Peace and blessings upon all my AkHis and all my sisters out there. I'm your host, AkHi. To my left,
Professor Nims, the pundit with the PhD in pugilism.
Talk to him. Nice, don't talk to him twice. So this past weekend, we had a lot of great fights, from Shakur, looking like the future pound-for-pound king, to Josh Taylor versus Regis, to my man Lupin and Robert Easter. I even went to New York, checked out my man and my broski, Khalid Tuwaiti. Shout out to Khalid Tuwaiti, Saddam Ali, and all the champions from Kome that I got to interview. And I was surrounded by just champions, so on Split Decision, I'm going to do what a champion does and look for the knockout against Professor Nim. Now, last episode 5, they said, I knocked you out, Professor Nim. How you feel? You recovered?
I'm going to go back to the comment. I saw a couple, though. I did, so, and don't get me wrong. I trust and value everybody's opinion. But I did want to, so let me get this out real quick.
He got some smoke. He got some smoke,
and
y'all.
It's not THC, any of y'all out there, narcs or something like that. This is CBD. Oh, yeah. So a lot of athletes using and stuff like that. It helps and stuff. But
you're gonna need to take some of the pain away after I knocked you out with that CBD.
Actually, I just wanted to make sure that
I mean,
y'all know that
you want some smoke.
I want all the smoke. Goddamn it.
Fight, but Terence Crawford has something to say about that. Now, Terence Crawford, he welcomed both Josh Taylor and Regis. He told them both when he was doing the podcast for the Shakur fight, he stated, I welcome both of them fights. I want Josh Taylor and then Regis. They not on my level, basically. So how you see a Terence Crawford versus Josh Taylor? Because we saw when Postal was looking like a beast at 140, and we saw Terence Crawford just washed him. He made him look like a nobody. However, Josh Taylor, I believe he a better fighter than a Postal. But at the end of the day, I still see Terence Crawford edging that fight because Terence, in my opinion, he pound for pound #1 for a reason, and he's just on a whole nother level than all these other athletes. So I believe Josh Taylor will give him a great fight, though, and I really want to see that fight in the future. So what's your take on that fight in particular? And Josh Taylor, you can make a case for him winning that fight almost, but at the end of the day, he still got to go and win. So how you see that fight?
It is. So I was surprised that you just thought that he would edge him. I think, as I say, 1A and 1B, I'm kind of hedging my bets as far as pound for pound, but I have Terence up there. He's one of the most impressive fighters, I think, out. The way that he makes his adjustments are barred, they're second to none in this game. So I think that he will put a little hurting on Josh Taylor, and I think possibly could stop him late rounds. One of the things I give Terence Crawford credit for is he likes to go for the knockout. Bud is like chill, laid back dude, but you get in the ring, he's not satisfied with a decision. That's what I see. I think it's of course it's I like that Josh Taylor is looking for that fight. He's taking on the toughest challenges. I think with Crawford, I want to see him do his super fights at this point. Even if it's we know the situation with Errol Spence, but even a Danny Garcia or Sean Porter, I think that Josh Taylor fight is almost a step backwards.
I mean, it's down the line type of fight, but I believe that fight is a harder fight than the Danny Garcia, with all the respect, because Josh Taylor showed that he the best 140-pounder. And he went on the tournament. Obviously, Danny at 140, he beat a Matisse, but at the end of the day, he ducked the Postal fight. Let's not forget, Danny avoided the Postal fight and moved up to 147. And in the process, he fought Lamar Peterson at a catchweight at 143, I believe, and almost lost that fight. I believe at the time, I thought it was a draw or a win for Lamar Peterson. So yeah. Taylor, I believe that's not a step backward. I believe that's a great name, and is a pound-for-pound fighter on the top 10. So if Terence Crawford could beat him and dominate him, it will make him the pound-for-pound king with no question. It won't be no 1A, 1B, how people like to state it. It will be just 1 and number 2. Number 1, Terence Crawford. Number 2, anybody in boxing that you want to name.
Well,
Now,
with that said, so I got 5 names that I would like to see before that, and to me, that's what I meant by step backwards. So, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao.
well, not too many of them gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like Keith Thurman for sure ain't gonna happen. Porter is a good fight. Danny it could happen, but I just see Terence dominating these guys. If your name ain't Errol Spence and Porter might give him a good fight, but he will still lose in the process, then I don't see nobody at welterweight really giving Terence a hard time. Ugas might give him a good fight, but that's about it. Like I said, Taylor, I believe he will give him a good fight. I believe Taylor have the talent and the skill to make it an interesting fight. I'm not saying he gonna win. I'm just saying he gonna make it an interesting fight. God bless you. Now, Vasyl Lomachenko, you stated you know he on your pound for pound list. Now, Josh Taylor versus Vasyl Lomachenko. I believe in that fight last night. Josh Taylor showed that he could beat Vasyl Lomachenko. Showed that he will take Lomachenko to school. The reason why,
Unlike Lomachenko, we want all the smoke.
On to the next topic. By the way, this
Piece
is
of CBD.
Obviously, I gotta take a hit because I'm finna smoke Professor Nim. Best believe that.
Well,
So
I was
let me
thinking,
take a
man,
hit.
I was, they call me the pundit with the PhD in pugilism, but somebody was like, man, you need to change your name. Professor Nim, don't nobody what you talking about. So I'm like, should I be the body snatcher?
Nah,
Or
I
should
think
or should I be the Grim Reaper?
I think you should be, because Professor Nim, the reason they say that, they saying you getting taken to the AkHi University, you should change it to Student Nim.
Student Nim.
Because you out here being my student on the show. Professor Nim, man.
Yes, sir.
So we stated earlier, like I said, Professor Nim, he might change his name to Student Nim because I keep taking him to the AkHi University.
No.
So that name fit him
Grim
better.
Reaper,
I
thought it was Grim Reaper because I'm catching these bodies.
Man, you caught your own body. You know what I'm saying? You buried your own self on your own grave.
Yeah.
And you dig your own grave today. That being said, it's still strap season, still line season, lines only, all of that.
Duck
Canelo season over there. That being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Check out Split-Decision. Hosted and dropped every Monday. Now, this episode...
Make sure that you subscribe to the AkHi TV.
Yeah, and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post to go live, because sometimes y'all going to miss on the uploads, and y'all don't want to miss my content. Now, I seen this weekend, I traveled. I went to Khalid Tuwaiti fight, a Yemeni boxer, the prodigy of Prince Nassim Hamed. Now, he ain't Prince Nassim Hamed or nothing. He the next Khalid Tuwaiti. I don't want to call him no Prince, because he's his own fighter. He a switch hitter, like Terence Crawford is, like Prince Nassim was. However, he more of a boxer, and he's a really humble dude. Any last thoughts, Professor Nim?
No, just tune in. We appreciate all the comments, good and bad. Remember, we want all the smoke. We lighten up the CBD out here. Maybe we can get them to be a sponsor or something.
Yeah. Hey, we want
Right?
that. We want that. You know what I'm saying? We're dinero in Spanish. Is that how
Yes,
to
sir.
say it?
Dinero, yes, sir.
Dinero. I'm pretty sure being on Canelo payroll and shit. So that being said, appreciate you, Professor Nim. Always great talking to you, man. My favorite moment of the week is when I go and take Professor Nim to my AkHi University, because keep in mind, I was his student. I would go to school.
Still is.
And man, Professor Nim, he would give me a hard time. I spend 10
gonna have
hours
to
on
cut
the
that
paper.
out, though.
Listen.
I don't want them knowing where I work at.
Hold on.
We gonna cut that.
Oh, we
part.
gonna cut.
We gonna
I'm
bleep that.
We gonna bleep
that.
I'm gonna cut that part out. But I'm over here. I gotta spend like 10 hours to do a paper, and guess what, Professor Nim will do? Take off 10 points for no reason. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give him a hard time on this show, because he's my student on this show. This is the AkHi University. So appreciate it, Professor
Yes,
Nim.
sir.
Always great talking to you.
And the I go and say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me, I get my drip overseas.